Good morning, lovelies, and welcome to another Candid Kandy. So, today we're going to talk about growing, changing, and regretting your past. Or, learning from it and moving on. Now, for me, I was not a bad kid. My mom was very, very strict. And so, neither me nor my sister experimented with alcohol or drugs or anything like that in high school. But I did, I did go cruising once, and my mom and dad have so many friends that someone saw me. They still, to this day, won't tell me who it was, but someone saw me cruising downtown, and I got in trouble because I wasn't supposed to do that. And basically what cruising downtown is there was like 10 or 15 blocks and you would do a big circle. If you saw some friends, you would pull off and hang out with them. I didn't think it was a big deal, but they didn't want me down there, and I got that. So I only did that once, and I got in trouble for it. So never again. But in my past, I don't know how, without blaming someone else, I was very susceptible because I was so naive and kind of sheltered while I was growing up. When I made new friends, I would kind of change my behavior to make them think I was cool. And I'm sure that we've all done that at some time or another. And so one particular friend that I had was a very bad influence on me. And him and I, we worked together, and that's how we met, and we became super close friends, and I enjoyed spending time with him, but he was not a great person. I've been there, in October it'll be 14 years, so
14?
Yeah, I've been there a long time.
You don't look very old.
I'm 37.
You don't look like that. You look like 25.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, whoa, have you worked there since you were like
10?
Yeah. Alright, so you have a good day.
Thank you. Gotta love that, you guys. Being told I look 25, I love it. Probably helps that I wear my hair in super crazy colors. So anyway, so I had this friend, and we were like 17 or 18 when we met, and we kind of clicked right away. But the more and more I got to know him, the worse of a person he was. And I think what his stuff stemmed from is he had a really rough childhood. He didn't grow up in the best, place. He also really hated himself. He was gay, and he hated that he was gay. And he wasn't fat. I wouldn't have called him fat, but he was a bigger guy, and he hated that. So he hated himself deep down inside. And that came out in him being mean to me, doing mean things to me, and thinking they were funny, and me just putting up with the bullshit. And him and I were friends for a really long time, like probably 10 or 15 years before I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't. Like, you are so mean and like destructive, and I don't need that in my life. And so through his friendship, I also did stupid and rude things. And I realized that not in high school, because I was always fairly cool in high school. But like in my early 20s, I was I fed off his anger, and I became a not so great person. And I started making fun of people even more and doing that kind of stuff because I thought, that was okay. And I realized that that negativity that he brought into my life, I was feeding off of. And I'm sure that you have people like that in your life. And so when I got to be in my 30s, and he was still bringing up stuff that I had done in my like early 20s and throwing it in my face, I got to realize that that was not the kind of person that I wanted to be, nor the person that I wanted in my life. And so I cut him off, and I told him, I said, I can't be friends with you anymore. Your negativity just kills my spirit. And ever since then, I've become this much lighter and loving, caring person. And I kind of hate that I wasted so much time letting someone else's negativity kind of control me. And I think because I think maybe it comes from being such an empathetic person, and also being someone who wasn't really, I wasn't really accepted for who I was. I always felt like I was putting on a mask. And I always felt like I was trying to be what someone else wanted me to be. And so, like I said, when I got in my 30s, I just, like, it was almost like a light went off, and I was like, holy shit, I hate who I am. I hate this person. I'm an asshole. And I don't want to be like this anymore. Yes, I still, like, have fun banter with my friends, but at the end of the day, we all know that we love each other. And the group of people that I surround myself with now are such positive and loving and caring people. And we're all there for each other no matter what. And I had never had friends like that. And it's awesome to have friends like that. This Candy Kandy changed a little bit. I started out wanting to talk about something else, but I think this all does encompass what I'm talking about, is learning from your past and becoming the person you actually want to be. And I think this kind of ties in with the stuff that's going on in the beauty community right now. And if you don't really know, like, there's drama with, like, Manny MUA, Nikita Dragon, Laura Lee, and Gabriel Zamora, I think is his name. But they sent out this picture, or Gabriel sent out this picture of them, like, flipping off the camera and being silly, and there was a caption on it that said, "We're better without him," or something like that. And most people think that was directed towards Jeffree Star, because they all used to be friends with Jeffree Star. Anyway, so once that happened, all of these old tweets from Nikita and Laura Lee showed up of them being super racist. And, like, not even a little racist, but, like, really racist. And multiple tweets. And they were from 5 or 6 years ago. And for Nikita, that means she was only, like, 16. And Laura Lee would be, like, in her early 20s. And I'm not justifying what they did. But I think we're all a different person in our early 20s or in our teens. And I think you have to give someone a little bit of leeway. Like I said, I'm not saying that being racist like that is okay. But other behaviors, you have to give a little bit of leeway for someone in their late teens and early 20s. Because people change. They grow and they change. And I haven't watched any of their apologies or anything, and I'm sure that they're gonna, blame it on being young and dumb, and I'm sure Laura Lee's gonna blame it on being from backwoods Alabama or wherever she's from. But that's no excuse. You have to rise above all that shit and become the person that you want to be. If you want to be a racist, be a racist. I'm gonna call you an asshole, but, if you want to be a racist, go ahead. Like, I can't stop you from living your life. But I do want to make sure that we all know that you can change. You can change who you are. You can change where you are. If you want to go to college and be someone awesome, you can do that. And if you don't want to be a jerk anymore, then change the surroundings that you have. Change the friends that you're surrounding yourself with, because that might be a contributing factor. And if you change your surroundings and you change your friends and you're still an asshole, then I'm sorry, sweetheart, but you're an asshole. I mean, one of my guys at work always jokes that his wife thought he was bipolar, so he went to the doctor, and the doctor's like, you know, I don't think you're bipolar, I just think you're an asshole. And he was like, all right, I am clinically an asshole. And I was like, you really are, sweetheart, you really are. Like, he is just, he's funny like that. But as I wrap this up, know that you can change your lot in life. You don't have to use your upbringing or anything like that as an excuse. If you want to be a better person, go out and be a better person. If you want to, you know, I don't know. You don't have to be who you were. If you want to be a different person, make those changes and go out and do it. Cut the people out of your life that may be causing you issues. Sometimes that's family, unfortunately. And I've dealt with that. Like, my mom was fairly abusive when I was growing up, but we all figured out that she needed to be on some medication. And she had an imbalance in her brain and she could not control herself. And as I grew older, I realized that. And so now she is on medication. She's so much better than she used to be. And I think that contributed to my anger and things when I was like late teens, early 20s. But I changed a lot. And I changed my environment and I changed the people that I surrounded myself with. And I have to really thank Roger for that, because that was when I moved down here and I took the chance and I moved an hour away from my home. And I moved in with him and I changed my environment, and then I got my job and I was surrounded by better people and I made new friends and they were such good people. And so I changed my surroundings and I changed the people that I allowed in my life, and it changed who I was. And I'm such a better person for it, and this is who I want to be. I want to be this kind, generous, loving person who can also tell you to shut the F up if I need to. You know, a little bit of that has to remain. But that's the lesson that I want you guys to learn from this, is if you're in a situation where you're not the person that you feel like you need to be, change it. Change your environment. Change the people you're surrounded by. It can do wonders for yourself. All right, guys, that's all I have time for. I hope this was helpful to some of you. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.